Okay, welcome to CTR survey training. We appreciate your joining us today. We will explain the whole survey process to you throughout this Prezi, and your King County Employer Transportation Representative, me and Pamela Cook, is here to help you every step of the way. To be successful, you need a 70% response rate. It's all about planning ahead, and we are here to help you. Who should you survey? All, like the people in this picture? If you do decide to survey all, this means surveying the total employee population at your worksite, including CTR affected employees and all the employees on your company payroll, and also people that work different shifts, janitorial staff, cafeterial staff, etc. You can also decide to survey just your CTR affected employees, and then they come to work at your location between 6 and 9 a.m. on 2 or more work days, and they work 35 or more hours in a position scheduled for 12 consecutive months. Other survey considerations are that you may have some employees that don't come in between 6 and 9 every day, and you can decide not to survey them and run this by your King County ETR. And we will give you a form to fill out for that, review it, and then let you know if we're going to exempt them or not. It's important to ask for support from your management. They are the ones that can make employees realize that this is a required activity and that they need to fill the survey out. Incentives can really help too. For example, $10 coffee cards, or you could hold a pizza party. This makes it more fun and makes it seem less of an obligation. The next thing you need to do is to plan what kind of messaging you're going to use with your employees, depending on your site. You can use email messages. You can have meetings where you introduce the employees to the survey and that they should be prepared to complete it. Okay, so now we've gone through the process and now we're ready to conduct it. You need to choose a survey week. We will notify you of your survey month before the survey, and you'll be able to choose a week, and it shouldn't follow a holiday, and you should allow 2 weeks for setup. Employers can decide to conduct a paper or electronic survey, and you can also choose approved supplemental questions to add to your survey, and we can show you what those are. And to start, have a manager send out an email about the survey and the timeline needed to complete them, and we recommend 10 days for that. You'll start on a Tuesday, and you can have people turn them in the following Tuesday. Some employers decide to use paper if their employees don't have access to a computer, and it's a little bit more labor intensive because employers are responsible for distributing and collecting the survey. So once you decide the number of employees you need to survey, the surveys are numbered consecutively, and that will enable you to track them, especially if you give surveys to managers and use their help in getting the surveys out and getting them back. You can also send out email reminders until you reach the magic number, which is 70% response rate. If you decide to do an electronic survey, it can definitely save time and paper, and it's all about the setup. So you would either upload the email addresses or choose a domain like www.abc.com, which would be your regular employer survey email. Another role is to follow up. So planning and distributing the survey are only half the process. Following up is another task. And it's important to do that for the people doing paper and electronic surveys so that you will reach your 70% response rate. It helps to give a little nudge and to send out email reminders to non-respondents halfway through the survey week and on the following Tuesday. If the survey has not reached 70%, you need to keep sending reminders or offer an incentive until people reach the 70% rate. And once that happens, you can close out your paper surveys and your electronic surveys. After the survey, we send the surveys to the U of W if they're paper, and we send them to the State Department of Transportation, and they will have a report done in about 2 weeks. And we will look at that report to see if you met your non-drive alone travel and your vehicle miles traveled. And again, to see if you got a 70% response rate. If your company met your non-drive alone target or your vehicle miles traveled, which means to have people that drive alone start using alternatives, then it's woohoo, good job, keep up the good work. If you did not meet your non-drive alone travel or your vehicle miles travel, your King County ETR, either Pamela Cook or myself, will call you and arrange a conference with your program manager, and we will take a look at your survey and see possible program changes we could add. The idea is to work collaboratively with you to see if the potential program changes are feasible for your work site. Thank you very much for going with me on this journey of the survey from planning to implementing and closing it out. That's it. Oh.
That's a short one.